So being an entrepreneur is really a tough gig.
There's a lot of things you don't know until you do it.
I tried to start it by myself.
The toughest challenge we faced was ourselves.
Because I didn't know a lot of other financial advisors who had a similar vision to me, I just kind of felt like I had to go it alone.
We were very naive about some of the things that ended up being big challenges.
Taking it from just that idea phase through a proper process of customer discovery.
But it's really those unknowns that really trip us up. And sometimes they're even just minor, everyday things.
It started in a startup weekend back in 2015, where I was asked to sit in for another judge who couldn't make it. So there's a piece of serendipity right there. And I said to somebody, this was great. We should do this every day. This is what Asheville needs every day.
We were just, a small group of 5 or 6 of us in a room with a lot of exciting ideas.
We were one of the first companies to move into this space. Hatch has been a big part of our journey.
I and our co-founders saw a need and a means to bring all that talent together in one place, and that became Hatch.
We launched it.
Yeah.
Rather fearlessly and without much guidance from anybody.
No, we didn't know what we were doing. We at Hatch like to talk about ourselves as the home for entrepreneurship in Western North Carolina. What we see at Hatch is founders and their vision coming in at all different stages. So we'll see ideas come in the door. Sometimes we'll see a business plan come in the door. Sometimes people are ready to do a test market, and sometimes they're ready to scale. So we have multiple companies here in Hatch who came into Hatch, say, at a couple $100,000 in revenue, and they've exceeded 1 million or 2 million or more. So we get founders across that entire spectrum.
The initial round of mentorship that I got from Hatch were really instrumental because, again, I didn't even know how do you talk to customers.
Hatch stepped in to do a deep dive, giving us tools and reflections on ways to position ourselves with our clients. Hatch really helped us figure out what was going to be financially viable. When you have co-founders that have many ideas, the temptation is to go in every direction. And I really feel like Hatch helped us figure out how to narrow that focus down.
They gave me a forum to begin to test some of the things that I needed to do in the business.
We have been a startup. We continue to be a startup. The thing that came out of the startup weekend back in 2015 was a group of people who had a passion for something. We had an idea that this just might be what the town needs. If you come to Hatch, you get all the resources that you need as a founder.
Hatch really has 3 elements to it. We always talk about the 3 Ps, right? We need people, we need a place, and we need programs.
Experience mentorship.
I'm a volunteer mentor. I can teach other people some of the things that I've learned and the mistakes that I've made.
You're looking for an angel investor or venture capital firm. There are people here that have deep and rich experience in doing that.
Affordable space.
Tenant and co-working space available to entrepreneurs.
Where someone can start with a flex desk, move to a dedicated desk, move to an office. As they grow their business, we can help them to grow and grow with them.
We don't just give them a desk, we give them community. That is actually something that we foster immensely.
It's more than just desks and conference rooms. They do a lot of other community events.
And then the other element of that is really the Hatch ABL Foundation.
World-class programming.
One of the things I've done in this community is get involved with the 1 Million Cups organization,
which is a nationally syndicated program, to help entrepreneurs network with each other.
1 Million Cups in this community has really served as kind of this drumbeat that happens every week.
I presented at one with my camp platform, Campa, and that was a really great experience where it was a really great place to, kind of take the idea to that next level.
We have a Hatch Founder Roundtable that meets monthly.
So Roundtable is a group of like-minded individuals that are entrepreneurs and business owners.
And that's been pretty fruitful experience to kind of get to know other business owners in town and kind of just talk a little more openly.
Talk about the most pressing issues that they have.
Kind of hate this analogy, but I guess it's somewhat true that it's kind of lonely at the top. It can be tough when you don't have as many peers to be as open with and candid with when you're kind of in a leadership position. So it's been super helpful.
These are some of the most experienced and noteworthy entrepreneurs here in town. And they get together and they self-mentor. They help solve each other's problems.
When EcoBot was first getting started, we were looking for opportunities to become better storytellers. And one of those opportunities was through Hatch. And specifically, it was Demo Day 2018. We were
inviting companies that already had some measure of progress.
We ended up getting first place at that pitch event.
They went on to become a Venture Asheville company until they secured their seed funding and they graduated from that program.
We know that all these tangible tools and assets are important. What we've also created here at Hatch is a community.
We are an innovation hub, which allows you to come in as a company or as an individual.
What's really great about Hatch is that you're surrounded by other founders
who are solving some of the same challenges that I'm looking at every single day.
Sometimes it's that curse of knowledge that's the challenge, where you're so deeply involved in your own business, you lack those fresh perspectives.
When you come through the doorway, you just don't know who you're going to bump into. We call these happy collisions.
I always feel like I know where I need to be and when I walk in here and who I can get connected with.
There is so much more opportunity for collaboration and not competition.
And very often a founder will bump into a founder who says, you know, I'm really stuck on this one, and the other founder will say, I just solved that last week. So that happy collision is very valuable.
Having collisions happen intentionally builds the density that you need to have an ecosystem.
I mean, all these things are here under one physical and virtual roof.
Really being this kind of hub and this center of gravity for the local ecosystem.
What we realize very quickly is that there are resources here in town, but they tend to be rather siloed and they tend to work rather independently.
Each with its own special purpose, mission, resources that they bring.
And this is right at the heart of being a hub, is we've invited Venture Asheville, Mountain BizWorks, Eagle Market Street, Black Wall Street Asheville to join us here at Hatch.
Venture Asheville is the high-growth entrepreneurship initiative for the Economic Development Coalition for Asheville-Buncombe County. I know it's a mouthful, but it means that we are the startup initiative for all the public and private investment here to nurture these high-growth jobs.
So we meet here, we share needs that we have of each other. We actually solve organizations' problems back and forth.
Part of our close alignment and partnership is giving our entrepreneurs a place to work, a place to get an office, a place to get a desk. It gives them places to meet, and so we push all of our activity, our portfolio of companies and our mentors and our investors, we want to push them all here to keep leading to more and more of those positive collisions.
With this great new vision that Hatch has, we need all the help that we can get.
So we put this video together because this is Hatch's 5th birthday. It's a big deal. I mean, some startups don't even last 5 years, and Hatch has prevailed, and it's actually done quite well. So we're at that point with Hatch where we've run our own test markets for 5 years, and people have said, we want you to keep generating jobs and revenue and getting capital invested in our companies. So we've kind of caught on to a theme within our board, which is Hatch is now tripling down. We're going to do 3 times more than we've done before. So over the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to triple the footprint here in Asheville. We're going to go from 12,000 square feet to 36,000 square feet. We're tripling the amount of programs, we're tripling the amount of mentorship, and we're going to triple the amount of capital that's invested in the companies. So all the things that are vital to delivering the mission of all the resources that an entrepreneur needs under one roof, we're going to triple down on that. And it's going to be an amazing 5 years.
Get involved. Come to a 1 million cups. We do it every week. Come to a pitch party. We do them once a month. Come to an event just to see why people are talking about Hatch and why people are excited about Hatch.
We need to scale, and so we actually need more fuel for the engine at this point.
Is that money? Is that people?
Well, yes and yes. And I think the money's the easy one, and that's the one that people think of because we've moved to the point where we can no longer do this with unpaid volunteers. We need some staff. So yes, we do need funds to pay for that. I do think, though, you could have given us all the money in the world, and if we hadn't had talented board members who were going to roll up their sleeves and get at it, we could not have made it. And we need more board members at this point. So we need more board members who will roll up their sleeves and get the work done. And I think we really need to have board members that represent the constituency that we're trying to serve. So we need a diverse board who has the same passion that we do, who want to see this thing grow and meet the needs of the region.
Come join us. We need you.
I just want to encourage everybody that if you have a startup idea, just to take that step and to be brave and to show up. Maybe you never pitched an idea before, maybe you never wrote a business plan before, maybe you never even thought about becoming a founder. And it might be scary, you might show up to a room that you don't know anyone, and nobody looks like you maybe. I just encourage you to show up and to get involved.